No, I'm going to do some stuff that's kind of peculiar. I'm going to change the pace a little bit. I get to play fiddle for a lot of folks, but most of these folks that I play for, the general public, they don't know our music. They don't know and have heard. They've never heard Soldier's Joy or Liberty. So I get to play for a lot of folks, and everywhere I go, there's one tune that people is in their minds these days. And I say, well, you know anything about fiddling? And they say, no, but can you play Devil Went Down to Georgia? Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a fiddler, you don't know that, so I used to play it in a country band, but I don't have any bass and drum players going around with me, so I tell them my story. So I'm going to play a little bit and tell you the rest of the story. This is what I share with them. Well, the devil went down to Georgia. He's looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind, willing to make a deal. You've all heard this song, am I right? You all know anything about it? It's Charlie Daniels in 1979 made a big mega hit on this song. Everybody knows it. And so, but I have to tell you now, Charlie played 4 tunes, and you win the golden fiddle if you beat the devil by playing 4 tunes. And he played Fire on the Mountain, Run Boys Run, The Devil's in the House of the Rising Sun, Chicken in the Bread Back, Picking Out Dough, and Granny, Does Your Dog Bite? No Child Know. And these are the 4 songs, am I right? I'm right. But he didn't play them. He did not play one of those tunes. He does a little diddly-do and goes on with the story. So I have time to show you. You played this at a bluegrass festival after midnight when you had too much moonshine. Fire on the Mountain, Run Boys Run. That'll put a stick in that old feller's craw, but it won't win that fiddle yet. You got to play the next one called "The Devil's in the House of the Rising." No, am I right? Yeah, "The Devil's in the House of the Rising Sun." I got the order right. That's an old hit song that was made famous back in the 1960s by Eric Burden and the Animals, that rock and roll band. A lot of people don't realize that they stole it from Bob Dylan. And Bob Dylan stole it from a folk singer from Greenwich, New York during the folk music revival days. And his name was Dave Van Ronk. He gets the credit for the arrangement. But that tune goes back to jolly old England several hundred years ago. And down south they still play it like this: "The Devil's in the House of the Rising Sun." Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The next one's called "Chicken in the Bread Box, He's Picking Out the Dough." And you kind of scratch your head and wonder what's going on. And fiddlers, they spend their whole life up in the mountains out on the farm. They don't go very far, and they like making animal noises on the fiddles. I don't know why that is, but they like making hog noises, dog noises, bird noises of all kinds. And I do a lot of reading about the folklore of the American fiddler. I love it. And I read one place where there was a fiddler way back up in the hollers of the Appalachian Mountains, and when he played his fiddle, the birds would come chirping around his feet. Can you imagine how sweet that is? Playing your fiddle and the birds. So I thought I'd try it. I went out in the woods, and I was fiddling for a long time, and nothing was going on. And when I looked up in the air, there was a buzzard circling up there. I didn't take that very well, so I went out again and I did it again. And the next time I went out there and I looked up, there was a drone coming overhead. I'm just kidding you, but you got to make chicken noises. It goes something like this. Here's a banty rooster trying to get back to the barnyard. And then there's two of them going back to the barnyard. That one's a little worried. He might be dinner tonight. And the hardest thing you'll ever do on a hillbilly fiddle, if you ever take it up for a living, take my advice, folks, don't do that. But it is possible, but it'll make a lot of money, but you better know how to make a chicken lay an egg. Old Paganini got nothing on me now. The last one's called Granny Does Your Dog Bite, No Child Knows. You got to finish the contest. There's the rest of the solo. And that's how you get out of playing Devils Went Down to Georgia. Anyway, I like playing all kinds of music, and I'm going to change the pace a little bit here. I'm going to play a classical tune. And I read music in my life, but I sure love this tune by Dvorak. It's called The Humoresque. Oh, they play that back up in the mountains all the time.
Yeah, they do. I heard it. Oh, yeah, I heard it a lot.
I like playing old time
In
tunes.
Appalachian, I heard that every day.
There you go. Here's a tune called the Jenny Lind Polka, and it's played, cowboys used to dance to it. It was written back in honor of the great Swedish Nightingale singer. And it's called, other places it's called the Heel and Toe Polka.